It's a weird thing when it's like it's also like a book about Christianity. It's like it's the opposite of what Jesus did. You think Jesus wants you to buy Bibles? You don't think Jesus wanted his word to be free? How much do you think that blazer was? How much do you think that cross around her neck was? What kind of money do you think we're spending on makeup here and hair? You're out of your fucking mind if you think this is about religion or about beliefs or about anything other than making $1. There's no difference in this and Kenneth Copeland sitting up there with a $500 million net worth going, the Lord needs you to send money. You can't be blessed unless you send me a check right now for $39.95. And you're like, oh, fuck, I guess God wants me to send a check. Then he's just rich and you're poor. And you're like, oh, maybe I should send a $60 check next time. That'll fix it.
And he's like, here. And this is his final message. This is what I'm trying to express to people. This is Charlie's last book. So people can write books all about my husband and what he believed and what he said and analyze his videos. These are his words. And when you read them, you feel him come to life. It's powerful.
It is very powerful. And it really caused me, as I read it, again, I read the whole thing, and
I'll be honest, I can't read the last few pages. I'm not there yet. It's just emotionally, because once this book is done, it's done.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, everybody thinks we should all mourn a certain way.
Right.
Okay, well.
Yeah. A lot of us think mourning by going out and hawking a book is weird. I started this by saying, I don't want to tell people how to mourn, but, that's a tough freeze frame. Ooh. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to make you guys look at that. Yeah, it's a weird way to mourn. Why are all of your leaders so goddamn weird? All of them are fucking weird. All of your social media people are fucking weird. Donald Trump's weird as hell. This dude paints his face every day, throws on a girdle and a diaper and a tie that covers his dick and a comb over hair with the most obvious spray tan you've ever seen. And none of you ever stop for 1 second and go, that's fucking weird. They are every villain in every movie. This is what villains look like in a movie. You're telling me that if there was and I'm not trying to call Erica Kirk a bitch here, just so we're clear, but if there was some bitch character that you want to be everybody needs to know when this person comes on screen that this is a crazy bitch. That's what you would do. But why do all of your characters dress like fucking villains? The plastic surgery's out of control. And Pam Bondi, if she takes one more dose of Ozempic, she's going to blow away. Why are all of your people crazy? And none of you can figure, you're not like that. You don't look like that. You don't act like that. Why can't you guys figure out that these are all actors? Because conservatism is honestly nothing. There's no principles. They stand for nothing. There's no legislation. It's just a bunch of people cosplaying Christianity. There is nothing there for you folks. They're offering absolutely fuck all. They're just telling you who to hate. You've got to see that at some point. What if we go to Twitter right now and I just start playing videos? How many of them do you think are just going to be hate? You should hate this group of people. These people are coming to harm you. It's 100%. 100% are telling you there's this group of people who are there to harm you. Meanwhile, on our side, I'm pointing out specific people, and I'm like, these people aren't who they say they are. Here's evidence that they're lying to you, and you're like, fuck you, dude. Don't you talk about the hypocrisy over here. Fuck you. We know him. We know their heart. We know Erica Kirk's heart. We know Donald Trump's heart. They don't hate immigrants. They just constantly talk about how dangerous they are because they are dangerous. And then I'll ask you, when's the last time you were hurt by an immigrant? Never. Oh, but it's a big problem, right? Yeah, it's a big problem. Big problem. Almost all of you, any crime that's been perpetrated on you, it was not at the hands of an immigrant. Somebody yesterday during the live said, if you live in a neighborhood and your neighborhood is mostly white, then you don't have crime. I when I first separated from my ex, we were in a neighborhood that is almost exclusively white, very Canadian, very retired. It's gated. It's up like in the foothills. And I had my car broken into once and the house broken into twice. And I moved from there. I bought a trailer and I lived legitimately in a trailer park. And I was like on my street, there was one other white guy. And he was right next to me. And I lived in a trailer that if you know, like mine was like a camping trailer, like not an RV, but like a camping trailer. I was like, I'm gonna live in a camping trailer. And it was cool. Easiest thing in the world to break into. And I consistently forgot to lock it. Not once did anybody fuck with any of my stuff. I never had anything stolen. Nobody ever tried to break into my car. And I was there for like a little over a year. This stuff that happens to you guys where you're afraid of immigrants is crazy. I just recently got back from Mexico, where everybody tells me, like, every time I go there, like, be safe, be safe. I walk around in Mexico 1, 2 o'clock in the morning all the time where I go. Never a problem. People are nice. People say hi. Sometimes people offer me food. I walk around here like I can't even, in my neighborhood where I live now, I'm a person that if you walk by me, I say hi. Nobody ever even says hi to me. We have become the most like terrified white folks. I'm talking to my whites here. We got to stop being such bitches. We got to stop being afraid of people who look different than us. They're not out to get us. They're afraid that we're out to get them, and rightfully so, because so many of our fellow whites spend all day online or on TV talking about how we're going to get the brown people. We got to be, us whites, we got to be better, please. Stop listening to people like Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and Tim Pool. Stop being scared all the goddamn time. Did I have... I want to show you two other ones. Like, it's almost pathetic how low the bar is for conservative men and their wives. Now we're going to look at like more of the trad wife stuff. This is Mike Johnson with his wife. I think her name is Beard Johnson. And look at the bar. Like, look how low the bar is as a father that she credits Mike Johnson with here.
What's your daily routine like as a family?
It varies, right?
Jesus, Ashley.
Yeah.
We're kind of in triage every day.
I'm sorry.
It varies, right? I mean, we're kind of in.
She doesn't talk like that until this year. If you watch old videos of her, 1, also Ozempic. 2, also plastic surgery. 3, she's got the fundy voice now. She didn't used to talk like that. I'd also like to point out Mike Johnson's body position here. That just shows love. Trying to get away from the beard. But now listen to the compliment she gives him to explain why he's such a great dad.
We're kind of in triage every day, and every day's different. There's no pattern for the schedule. So everybody has to be very adaptable.
I will say, though, he takes our son to school. And so that kind of starts the day. And he and our youngest get some good quality time together on the way to school, which has been really nice. Because, we didn't have that when we were...
Oh, my God. He takes our kid to school. What a good dad. Wait till you hear the rest of it, though.
Back in Louisiana.
Of course, it's in a motorcade, so I have to drop him off a block away from school because
he gets embarrassed. Yes.
How frustrated Mike Johnson is by his kid being embarrassed that his dad is. Mike Johnson can't even take a compliment.
We were back in Louisiana.
Of course, it's in a motorcade, so I have to drop him off a block away from school because
he gets embarrassed. Yes. He doesn't want that much attention drawn to it.
When the
Yeah. Dude, being a conservative man is the easiest thing in the history of the world. Here's now Casey DeSantis being brought to tears at how good husband Ronnie is. By the way, in this video, Casey DeSantis is battling cancer. And she's raising the kids almost on her own while she's battling cancer and battling her eyebrows, apparently. Those babies were they were trying to connect to the hairline up top. Listen to this. Listen to how she heaps praise on DeSantis. And DeSantis doesn't even want anything to do with it. He just wants to move on here.
And he was there to go pick up my kids when I couldn't. And he did it with humility, and he did it with love. And I'll tell you what, can't ask for a better husband than that.
He picked up I was having chemotherapy. I was almost dying. And not only did he pick up our children from school, but he did it with humility and love. Both, not just humility, not just love. He did it with humility and love. He was a dad, and he drove a car to pick up his kids. And now watch Ron DeSantis get away. He's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know, I mean, so...
How does it feel? How does it feel to hear her say that? I mean...
Well, look, that's, you know...
Oh, who grabbed the hand there? Let's talk about that, too. She had to go get it. I swear to God, all these marriages are such shams. These are all just like miserable women with like dog shit husbands, but their husbands are powerful, so they have to pretend. She has to go searching for his hand. Give me that. Okay, you can have it.
In sickness and in health, that's what you sign up for. I mean, and so she's not only my wife, she's my best friend, and so...
Yeah, it's just love. Why are all these marriages so painful when you watch them? It's all a fucking show. Every Republican is like Donald Trump's wife. Before he was president, it was publicly known that she had a boyfriend that lived in Trump Tower, and it would they lived in separate apartments, Trump and his wife. And then they got married, and all of you guys are just pretending that they have this happy marriage. She's never around him. She wants nothing to do with him. She cringes. She pulls away from him. And you guys all just pretend that this shit isn't weird. We're just supposed to pretend that like these wives are actually happy with their sometimes probably closeted gay husbands. I think she still has that boy. Is it still Hank Seamers, or did she get a new one? It's a weird cult. I'm a little bummed that maybe YouTube is working. Oh, I guess YouTube's back to working. I hope that you guys are seeing this, Republicans. I thought YouTube wasn't working because I don't see any like trash commenting. I think they just it was too uncomfortable for them. They got out of here. Lee said, for my voice, thank you. I'm losing my voice too, but Jesus Christ. I couldn't watch all those clips.
Some of them went to Twitch.
Oh, okay. I couldn't watch any of those videos alone. I needed you guys to suffer through that. How much time do we have? About 40 minutes. Yeah, we'll just be petty. You guys want me to cover news for the last 30 minutes, or do you want me to be petty? I have two options. I can be petty and keep mocking conservatives who are weird, or we can cover news.
I'm striving to be more like 50 Cent, and
petty.
I'm a little disappointed in myself that I have not been striving to my full potential.
It is overwhelming if you see the chat. This is the fastest
I see
the chat has moved all day.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna be
petty. Definitely petty.
All right. Here we go.
But if we're gonna do petty, we've got a little bit left in the gift goal. So if we're giving the people what they want, let's just unalive that gift goal.
All right. Oh, Jen, YouTube will always restart on its own, I think, because I changed a setting where it never fully disconnects. There used to be a setting where it disconnects if it stops getting a feed. And so I forgot to tell you that. That's probably why it restarted on its own.
I know you said you changed some things. We've talked about this. You're not supposed to touch things like that. But
that one's a good one. I like that one.
Maybe, but there's something we got to look at for the keyframe frequency. Some side note, but
and when you say we, you mean you and Benny?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Jamar said I didn't read his message. Did I miss that? Oh, there it is. I did miss it. I would still like to know the answer to the daddy. What's the question? I would still like to know the answer to the daddy. What is he talking about there?
Oh, he's talking about earlier when you tried to reverse the daddy question to me.
Oh.
That's,
I don't want to know that. I don't.
yeah.
I don't wanna
That's
do
why
that.
we didn't answer that question.
Okay.
Jamar.
Sorry, Jamar. I don't. My face has been red enough today. Proud Atheist said this country has never been great, but it can be. Corvette Girl said Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are on a. Oh, I read that one. Wendy said, petty, 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 please. It is breathing life into our movement. All right, we'll be petty. Okay, so Tim Pool brought on Milo Yiannopoulos and George Santos. Now, if you don't know Milo, Milo is a gay man who claims that he's no longer gay, but still lives with his boyfriend. But he's not gay anymore. He just still lives with his boyfriend, and he never has a girlfriend. But he's not gay anymore. And they brought these people on because of the shots that rang out at Tim Pool's house, which we can't get a confirmation of. I saw somebody record. They called the police department yesterday and asked if there was a police report or any incident report of shots being fired at Tim Pool's house, and the police said no. So I've put in a FOIA request. I haven't heard back. I've seen multiple people have called both the sheriff and the municipal police department, and no confirmation that any of this stuff ever happened. So that's kind of weird.
So Milo, who's paying?
But here's Milo on with Santos. I'm going to say this too. They are going to say some fucked up things. So I don't endorse what's being said here. I want to show like the cast of characters here is absolutely fucking bizarre. This is a real right-wing podcast. And what you have here is Tim Pool, who was a like on-the-ground journalist who was on the left, who then told his friends that he could go do podcasting and it was a lot easier. He didn't even have to do any work. He's been paid by Russia to perform propaganda. He bots the hell out of his accounts, and he's obviously had some dark money to help him go get going. He claims that he doesn't, but somebody was funding those bot accounts to get him to where he is. And now he's losing traction because Candace is blowing past him. And he is now saying, after this, that he can't afford to keep going, that it's too expensive for him to keep doing his program, that he's losing money. The only way you could be losing money with Tim Pool's viewership is if A, they are bots, or B, you have no clue how to manage money at all. And he's claiming it's his security. That's what's bankrupting him. And he's talking about his security because there were two incidents where his house has been shot. Neither of those incidents can be confirmed by the police. The police are saying we don't know anything about either of these two incidents, but he says they are. He also wears that beanie as a costume every day, which is for somebody who wears hoodies and a hat. I can't be too critical, but is that also Pokemon there? So you have Tim Pool, the paid propagandist. You have Milo, who's pretending not to be gay anymore. And then you have George Santos, who is a convicted criminal who defrauded all of his voters. And they're together on a podcast, the number 2 or 3 podcast on the right. And you guys are pretending that these are all normal people.
So
Milo, who's paying them?
If you put it this way,
Milo, you're spinning. No, you're spinning.
No, I'm going to give an answer.
Spinning.
I'm going to give an
answer.
I think entities associated with, or possibly
name names
directly, probably Turning Point.
No.
Because they are losing the war against Candace. They're losing.
So why we're paying people to not
That's what Turning Point does. That's what it is.
Wait, hold on.
That's what it is.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wouldn't Turning Point pay people to call out Candace?
That's what. No, because if you know that a particular person is going to be counterproductive. Listen, when Nick Fuentes wanted to damage Trump in the last election, I said there's only one way you can damage Trump: endorse him. It's the only way you can damage him, right? When you know that somebody's endorsement is counterproductive to your cause, of course you might pay them to shut up, and it happens all the time.
None of these people believe anything. That's what I want you to take away from this. Conservatives don't believe in anything they advocate for. It is all a game to all of them. They all view this as a game. Yeah, too much of the snow, for sure. What they're talking about here is that they're all acknowledging, and I wish conservatives you could figure this out. They are all acknowledging that this is pay to play, that this is all a game, that they're all in it together. And they might have, and then when they get in fights like this, they start getting upset that they're not like uniformly in the game. Hey, we're calling each other out now. We can't be calling each other out. And so now you're having like these little like bitch fits here. And that's what you're going to witness here. 5 minutes of the three of the most prominent Republican voices just admitting that this is all a game.
Done it. I've done it in congressional campaigns. I've done it in 2 national congressional.
Wait. So prominent conservative personalities
are paid to shut up.
But these are mainstream, normal, prominent people.
Oh, come on.
So look,
you
to
know
this point,
like,
I'll mention this. I'll give a shout out to House and Habit, who shouted me out too. But I don't want to call out anyone by name.
House and Habit, another paid propagandist who went from being a gossip columnist to being paid to follow RFK around, and then being paid to do a pro-Trump Substack. Notice how when they get paid, it's all of a sudden they have millions of subscribers. Where did those subscribers come from? There's no chance there's like dark money groups funneling in subscribers, right?
Who's quietly saying, I'm not going to say anything.
House and Habit, who, by the way, I'm catching strays from this like crazy old bitch now as well, who's like, just very personal, very physical comments, like I can look a bit crazy in interviews right now because I have a lot of health problems, which causes various things. But like,
I think the health problems are in his nose.
She's a nasty, vindictive, personal bitch, and she, or at least let me rephrase that and say that her behavior has been that lately.
Who is this person that you're like so concerned?
She's kind of emerging. She has 60,000-70,000 follower, kind of like on the up and up, right? But isn't that interesting in itself? Like, what was her blog about? What was her blog about?
It's like women's gossip drama stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I just checked. Her Instagram has 1.3 million followers. He's kind of underselling that a bit. That would be like my size.
So you just
proved our point about Candace.
Not the kind of person that you would expect to. Anyway, my point is this. I've done it in two congressional campaigns. There are people who you just don't want to endorse your candidate.
Look, there's truth to that. There's truth to that.
Thank you for saying that.
Look,
Thank you for saying that.
I'm not.
You know that.
I know because I've been asked to stay out of races.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a Republican just admitting I get told what to do. Okay. People tell me, don't endorse in this race because nobody wants your fucking endorsement. And I do it because this is all a game. This is all just a game. We don't believe any of this shit. This is a gay man pretending not to be gay while geeked out on drugs. And then you got George Santos, who's a scammer, and you got Tim Pool, who's a propagandist. What's up, Jen?
Are you playing this on like 2x speed?
No, this is the speed of his voice.
He's been skiing for a while.
He's on the slopes.
Talk. Yeah. Yes, and that's very true. Right. There is,
and I'm not.
I have a question.
I'm not accusing you of ever being paid to talk.
I've never been paid. I wish I was.
And I won't.
I have a question. I have a question.
It's mink.
What is what you're wearing?
It's mink.
Oh, the hat.
Yeah.
So right now I'm looking at two things.
All right.
Whatever. Let's step outside of the Candace thing a little bit and be a little bit more broad. I have an opinion that the political fight we are in, we are facing.
Thanks, Mindless Pursuit. Appreciate it. And thanks, Phil, as well.
Defeat. And
we won everything.
In the midterms.
We won everything.
Yes, and we're about to lose everything.
And we've got, okay, hold on. Let me just get through this. Right? Because we're looking at retirements.
It's been a decade of winning.
So the midterms are coming up. And Trump has got several marginal victories. Some of these things are not getting through, but let me just. I see prominent conservative personalities are refusing to speak out for what they claim they believe. They're thanking me for speaking out.
But
but they're thanking him for calling Candace Owens a bitch. Is it ever been more clear? Do we have any Republicans left here? Like, of course it's a game. None of them believe anything. He's like, nobody says what they believe, but people are thanking me for being one of the few people who talks about what I believe. Yeah, but what you believe is that you said Candace Owens is a bitch and she's ruining the midterms. That's not a belief. That's you saying, hey, you're fucking up the game here. Remember, we're all actors. We're all paid actors here over on the right, and we're supposed to push this propaganda. So when people are thanking me for saying what I mean, what they're thanking me for is calling Candace Owens a bitch for not playing along.
sticking up for these guys when I'm saying is that they're normal political operatives. You're saying that they're spineless cowards.
Indeed. Right.
Well, then,
okay, I'll take
they're even worse people.
So
is that a Fig Newton? Where did he get a Fig Newton?
The question for me
I prefer
is...
they were getting paid.
The question for me is...
The Brandon Tatum, who keeps saying, I'm not getting paid by Israel. Well, then you're an idiot.
I never got paid by Israel either.
My question is, Milo...
You're an idiot if you're not being paid by a foreign entity, says those two guys. And the guy that we know for sure got paid by a foreign entity is like, too close to home. Too close to home. It's crazy. They just do it in open, and nobody on the conservative side figures this out. Oh, I don't even know about this.
What is my reason for being involved in any of this at all? Honest question.
Because this is what you do for a living, and because where the center of gravity is, ideologically and commercially too, it affects your business, affects your life, affects your children, affects your wife, affects everything about you. Why wouldn't you be interested? It'd be weird if you weren't.
No. Why would I?
Silly question.
Why should I be this person? Why don't I?
Why do you have the opinions you have? Why do you have the position you have?
No. How about I just go work behind the scenes at a PAC or a media company and just
because the function you're performing is valuable and in fact, in my view, essential. Because this
it's valuable and it's essential. Why?
This is one of the shows that has such a broad guest base. Almost utterly unique in media. The only thing that really comes close is Real Time, and they have that because of the HBO prestige, glitz, glam, and everything. And they can get. Although a lot of conservatives won't go on it, they do come here though. And you have maybe the widest, most varied, and most interesting and distinctive guest base in all of politics.
I know he meant to say wide, but widest is probably closer.
Of course, it's in your interest to. I'm not saying you're doing this, by the way, because I wouldn't accuse you of that, because I don't believe that about you. I don't think you're that kind of person. But it would be in your interest to be anti-Candace.
I don't think so. Actually, I think
it's in everyone's commercial. It's in everyone's commercial interest to be anti-Candace because everybody else is going down and hers are going up. It's that simple.
Where's the principles, Republicans? Where are these principled people? They're talking about the marketability of whether or not it's a good idea to call Candace Owens a bitch. You think any of these people really mean what they're saying? They're just lying to you.
I think so. I think you're wrong because the base seems to be siding with Candace. So counterproductive.
No, I actually think criticizing Candace has hurt our viewership.
That's my point.
We actually got cancellations on orders. My morning show subscribers have gone down. I've lost 3,000 followers on X.
And then you went and called her a bitch. Then you freaked the fuck out after you lost your subscribers. You called her a bitch, and now you're saying that you have to shut down your whole show. There's a cool media ecosystem you guys have over there. They're all actors. They're all paid actors.
I hate
Shouldn't
politics.
you join the winning side?
No, I'd rather just go live in a van down by the river.
Isn't that bad? There's like, if I don't win, I'm out of here. I'm out of this.
No. It's more like,
come on.
I think what he's trying to tell you is not willing to sacrifice his principle because it's winning. No, seriously, just listen to what he's saying.
I'm listening to what he's saying, and it sounds like he's being affected by these cowards he's talking to.
And he's sticking to his guns. I think that's admirable.
You're not that, but
there's a big picture, and the big picture is this: there is a loose coalition on the right of various ideologies that came together because there was a unified. There's an enemy in wokeness, in insanity that was destructive.
They just said the quiet part out loud. They don't stand for anything. They're just saying it openly. Yeah, we don't stand for anything. Everybody's Tim's like, everybody's a grifter except for me. But we came together based on what? Hating the left. Hating woke. Hating people who had the audacity to say that, if you have sex with somebody that's a different gender that I'm attracted to, then that's okay. If you identify differently than I do, that's okay. If you have a different skin color, that's okay. If you come from a different country, that's okay. And we all of us phony grifters came together and unified around hatred. That's what they're saying. We unified around hating the woke. Should we call shot? Let's call shots. Or take shots. Every fucking person I've ever dealt with on the right, this is your whole fucking grift. Your whole fucking grift is hating people and hiding behind the Bible. And I'll call this shot because whatever. Logic and liberty. You guys know her from TikTok. Go back and watch her videos. When did that cross show up? When did she start talking about Jesus? About the same time she went on a crusade against trans people, right? Yeah. About the same time she made that her whole identity, right? Yeah. What's Joe Rogan doing now? Joe Rogan pushing Christianity now too? They all need something to hide behind for their hatred, don't they? How come every one of these hateful motherfuckers suddenly becomes Christian? Remember Conor McGregor? You guys know Conor McGregor? You know when he was like this great fighter and then he lost to Khabib and he lost his mind and he had all this money and he went and he did drugs for like 4 or 5 years and he sexually assaulted a bunch of women and he destroyed his reputation for being a drug addict and a serial sexual abuser. Then he went to Mexico like a month ago and he did psychedelics and now he found God and he wants everybody to forget about it. And now who embraced him? He's at the White House with Donald Trump. Conservatives are embracing Conor McGregor. What about Russell Brand? People love to say, oh, you guys used to like Russell Brand. Yeah, we did. And then we found out that he was sexually abusing people. And we're like, bye, Russell Brand. We don't do that over here. And he's like, fuck, there goes my money. I've got an idea. I'm already an actor. I'll pretend to be conservative and I'll find Jesus and they won't even care that I sexually abused people because I'm going to find Jesus. But more importantly, I'm going to be a conservative. I'm going to start talking about anti-vax shit and I'm going to talk about government censorship and I'm going to talk about how white Christian conservatives are being censored. It's all a fucking grift. And you guys, and I honestly believe that most of like the smaller content creators, they don't even know that's what this is. They have no fucking idea. But what they started with is an ideology. They start with, I'm on the right, and I'm going to build from there. How do I build my audience as somebody on the right? What do I talk about? I got to talk about the same shit that built these people. Hatred, bigotry. And because I have a soul and I'm a human being, I don't want to view myself as a bigot. So if I'm going to be a bigot and I'm going to go after trans people, maybe I ought to throw a fucking cross around my neck. Maybe I ought to suddenly find Jesus. Out of nowhere. These people just keep finding Jesus as soon as they start attacking trans people. Isn't that crazy? They don't believe shit. The reason that conservatism doesn't grow, the reason that we can show you that you guys keep repeating the same shit over and over again and you're just following the Iraq war now and you're doing the same shit like, oh, immigrants, we better go to war with Iraq. How'd that happen? It's because you don't believe in anything. Conservatism is just fear. That's why these guys can't articulate anything. They're talking about a team sport here. They're all phonies. This dude's lying about getting money from Russia. The other dude's lying about being gay so that he can keep his audience. And the other guy, I don't even know. Santos might be the only one that's honest. He's like, yeah, I stole from my voters, and I did it so I could make money. Santos might be the only honest one out of all of them. But they're all actors. This is all a game for all of them. Every content creator I've ever dealt with on the right, they're just cosplaying who they wish they could be. And they do it hiding behind a cross every time.
Largely been routed. The right's now ripping each other apart. Mm-hmm. And
all right, then there was one more here. And then Tim Pool, after this, that was Tim Pool. Last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team's reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. Law enforcement says they've had no report. Tim says I'm not going to release the video because then people will know where my cameras are. Then he's like, well, I guess he had some live stream and he has chickens. And he's like, if somebody archived that live stream, you'd see the chickens react. Somehow he didn't archive that live stream, but he also has a camera there, but he won't release the camera inside the chicken coop either, because I guess that'll show where the camera inside the chicken coop is. Weird. Here's the other. I don't even remember what this is. This might not be relevant, but I'll play it.
Distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. There it is. This is where it gets good. Now the gay guy, pretending not to be gay anymore, is going to accuse everybody on the right of being closeted gay guys.
One of the most distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones. Benny Johnson posts pictures of his children every 2 days. It's weird, and everybody knows what went on with Ben.
First of all, I agree. As a content creator with, I don't even know, a tenth a 20th of the reach. I would never post a picture of my child. None of you will ever see me post a picture of my child. She won't come on screen. You will never see my kid. Knowing the environment that we're in, what kind of psychopath would put their kid on a screen knowing that people watching hate you? You will never see my kid. Why are these people posting pictures of their kids all the time? What are they trying to prove there? They're trying to prove their Christian conservative principles because they don't have anything to say. It's just like, look, I'm like you. We have kids. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. I'm a straight white dad. Look at me. Follow me. I promise you that my following would go up rapidly if I posted my personal life. If instead of doing like this, like I was like, when I went to lunch, I took a selfie with my lunch. If I went out with friends, I took a selfie because people engage with that and they start to follow you and they feel like they know your personal life and you'll be able to follow and figure that out. In fact, I've talked to a few consultants about like growing the channel and every single one of them says the same thing. Share more of you, your personal life. I'm like, I'm not really like willing to do that. I really enjoy like that my personal life is mine. It's one of those, I don't want everybody to have every part of my life, but not these folks. Every part of their life is out there.
Weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men, younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was.
SAS is the, I looked it up. It's the, did I write it down here? I forget what it stands for. Does anybody know what it is? It's like some sort of like Student Action Summit. It's Turning Point USA's Student Action Summit. So he's saying that Benny Johnson is hooking up with like younger dudes while his wife is crying in the lobby. He's not the only person accusing Benny Johnson of being gay. I think Fuentes is also accusing him.
3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Come on.
But go ask her.
Come on.
Go ask her.
Come on, Milo.
Go ask her.
Milo, aren't you ever scared of getting sued? You say some crazy. I'm sitting here like I am humbled by the lore and your ability.
The audacity,
like, I mean, like, there's no teapots in this room right now to express how I feel.
George, I have said these things about people for 20 years and never once in my career been sued. I've issued 3 corrections in my entire journalistic career because I get my facts right and people know that they do not want to go through discovery.
Actually, I want to say this.
Now, they're pretending that they don't know, but it seems like a lot of people know. And that brings me to how we'll finish, probably another 30 minutes. I'm actually going to go in reverse order. I'm going to go to 26, then 25. That brings us to Nick Fuentes. I hope the Groypers are here because I know you won't care about this, but for anybody who is dealing with somebody who loves Nick Fuentes in their life, I want to tell you some things about Nick Fuentes. One, Nick Fuentes tried to fight a woman who knocked on his door. He pepper sprayed her and then ran. I didn't even try and fight her. He just pepper sprayed her and ran inside. 2, Nick is an unabashed racist, and I'm going to prove that now. I'm going to give you 2 clips that you can keep in your arsenal. But 3, and maybe most importantly, is that Nick influences a lot of young kids, younger men. And so did Charlie Kirk, and so does Tim Pool, and so do all these people, so does Turning Point USA. And it seems to be a not-so-secret thing that Turning Point USA is a grooming pool for right-wing content creators. And it's not just Benny Johnson. If you remember, there was a man named Ali Alexander. I'll show you who he is. He was the person who put together the Stop the Steal rally. This is him right here, Ali Alexander. And then a bunch of accusations came out about him grooming younger, underage people. And everybody in the conservative movement for a while said, like, I don't know anything about that. And then you find videos where they knew about it. And Nick Fuentes knew about it. And he didn't say shit about it. His own Groypers are telling him this guy is like hitting on us. He's trying to get us drunk. And nobody gave a shit. These are all predators. This is not where libs cry. This is where we show that your entire party is mostly like run by sex criminals. And are we on TikTok still, Jen? TikTok down?
No.
Not on TikTok. Pedophiles. You got a bunch of pedophiles in your party. A bunch of them. And most of the people that you love to listen to, they don't give a fuck if somebody around them is a pedophile, including Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes isn't bothered by pedophiles. And here, this will prove it.
Yeah, 2016 vibes. We gotta get that on a boombox. We gotta Shadow.
What a bunch of fucking nerds, by the way. Just marching around following 5'4" Nick Fuentes around to scream at women. I can't believe these guys can't find girlfriends. It's crazy. No, Maverick, they're not in both parties. Not in the way that they are in your party. Your party sets your people up to be groomed. Because you guys believe in authority and you believe in things without evidence and you ignore the pedophile. When pedophiles get caught in your party, you elevate them. You pretend it didn't happen. When somebody's a sex criminal in the Democratic Party, they get run out. You guys don't. You elevate them and pretend it doesn't happen and you allow the abuse to continue. Here's an example of that.
Shadow.
Go ahead, Maverick. Give me an example. Tell me somebody in the Democratic Party who's been caught being a sex pest who didn't get run out. Go ahead. Because your president was held liable for sexual assault. Matt Gaetz didn't get run out of your party. In fact, Trump put him up for attorney general after it was proven that he had sex with a 17-year-old multiple times after drugging her. No problem. Roy Moore, after it came out that he had been abusing children, Donald Trump went and endorsed him, and Alabama put him up as their Republican representative. No problem there, right? Donald Trump's spiritual advisor just got taken down for abusing children. You guys don't get rid of those people. You elevate them to pretend it didn't happen. Bill Clinton never was. Bill Clinton, by the way, was never the charge for him. It was consensual. But I also think that Bill Clinton is canceled. You don't see Bill Clinton out there stumping for people. Nobody wants Bill Clinton out there stumping for them. So try again. And what happened after, like John Hastert? Let's look at it. I don't remember exactly. Did John Hastert? He was from Wyoming, right? Or is this a different one? 42. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy from the 90s. That's right. After Gingrich had to step down, that's right. Gingrich resigned, and then they brought in a known, that's who Hastert is. They brought in a known pedophile. Anthony Weiner, done for. Yeah, see, we don't elevate them. You guys do. And Nick Fuentes, I'm going to show this video now. I hope we have some groypers here. Nick Fuentes is going to admit on this video that he knew Ali Alexander, and there's another guy they're going to mention here. I can't remember who it is. Are grooming children, and they didn't do shit about it.
Rob, why don't you stand back there, okay?
On my IG story real quick. Sure.
We got to replace their...
It's like neocon
Nick talks to a teenage boy about Elijah Schaefer and Ali Alexander being predatory homosexuals.
Is that Elijah Schaefer? Fucking faggot. Is it? No, it's not him. I thought it was him. He was so gay for me. He's horrible. A CPAC? Yeah. Hold on, what you drink? Maybe a minute ago. What's going on here?
We're just laughing about that. Oh, Elijah Schaefer. The little teenage boy. He's trying to buy me a drink. He's been him and Ali. Ali was out here.
Him and Ali was out here. I was like, I took Owen's short. I was like, Owen, Ali's a pedo, right? And he's like, why does everybody say that? I'm like, dude, come on. Yeah, are you serious?
How do people not know?
And he's like, oh, I work for InfoWars, so I don't really deal with that.
How do people not know about it? They're all laughing. They all knew about it.
That's some bullshit right there.
Who said what?
Owen Schroyer was giving me the bullshit. Oh, I don't really know about Ali. I just work for InfoWars. That's my job.
Oh, were you asking about like?
Well, Ali hit on me hard.
Oh.
And was like asking how tall I was, what kind of alcohol I drank. He was like, hey, if you want to come do chores for me, let me know.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Weird, huh? 4chan QAnon lives? What QAnon lie are we telling here? I'm just playing a video. They're saying it. What's the QAnon lie? The guy that started the TDS saying busted for soliciting minor. Who was that? Who started the TDS thing? And look, I don't think we're going to be surprised if it turns out Nick Fuentes is grooming these people. He has every red flag of a groomer ever. But this last clip before we go, this is just some highlights. I wouldn't recommend watching this whole interview, but it's exactly who Nick Fuentes is and who he's always been. He went on with Piers Morgan, and he decided to go full mask off. I think this is a strange move for Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes' growth has largely been because he's been hiding who he really is, and now he went on Piers Morgan. He went full mask off. So keep this. If you ever have a groiper come up and start talking about how Nick Fuentes isn't racist or doesn't hate women, just play these clips.
But it's true.
Do you think your views on women might change if you actually ever had a relationship with one or had sex and actually had a proper relationship? I mean, people say that the reason you're so angry about women is you're basically an incel.
Well, I'm not.
Watch how upset they're getting now. This is how he always is. He's always like this. No, he's not. No, he's not. He lies all the fucking time in interviews. You guys just don't like that this is being exposed. Good to see it, Tex. Watch the groipers lose their fucking shit now. Imagine being this attached to one guy. He speaks for us. We're the victims. Nick's the only one that understands that we're the true victims here, and it's the women's fault, and it's the Jews' fault, and it's black people's fault, and it's immigrants' fault. It's everybody's fault but our own. Nick is our Lord and our Savior. You fucking goofs, dude. Dog, what are you doing worshiping another man like this? Grow the fuck up. This is a miserable bitch of a man leading a bunch of teenagers. You shouldn't, that's predatory behavior. You know anything about predators, this is a predator.
I'm not angry about it.
You sound very angry. You sound very, very angry about women. They get
I'm passionate. It's an issue I'm passionate about.
You're sounding very bitter about women, as if women have done a.
That's a dumb approach by Piers here, by the way. Dumb approach. Don't assume. You don't need to assume that Nick Fuentes hates women. It doesn't matter. That's not important. Don't try and figure out his motive. Just let him speak. Let him talk.
Terrible disservice to you. But when you don't have relationships, you don't have sex. When are they doing these terrible things to you that's made you so hateful towards women? I'm really curious.
Was that? I don't think that was a hateful clip. I think I was laughing. I said they want men to beat the shit out of them, and that's just true. I mean, when you look at the state of
okay, you said take his argument. So now here's his argument. Women, raise your hand in the chat if you want men to beat the shit out of them. And he's talking about, like, I think what he's referencing here is that, like, some women, during sex, like, they might like to be choked or spanked or, like, not, by the way, for those, I know incels, this is going to come as a shock to you. And if you ever have sex, or if you ever have sex with multiple people, it's my experience, and I'm not speaking for women, it's my experience that actually most women don't want that. Some do, and that's fine. But women, raise your hand if you want men to beat the shit out of you. Why the fuck are we listening to Nick Fuentes? You can't say that type of shit without hating women or being hateful towards women. So I will address the argument. The dude who has never had a girlfriend, has never had sex, is saying it's just true that all women want men to beat the shit out of them. I'll address the arguments.
Modern women, all they do is lay in their bed, doom scroll, they're chilling out. They're getting a little fat. It is what it is. I don't know what the average weight is, but they're getting a little heavy. And any guy that is playing the field these days will tell you that. I mean, and I know.
Oh yeah, the guy who's never had a girlfriend. Every guy, I'm single. I don't think that's true. In fact, I have found specifically in recent years that I think at least the people that I'm around that are my age, I find that a lot of people are realizing like their own mortality and their knees start hurting. And I find that people my age are taking better care of themselves. But the irony of saying that people are doom scrolling while you do like a 12-hour live stream a day and dudes just sit there and openly worship you all day, like those are your folks, bud. I'm sure that there are men and women who doom scroll and put on weight, and that's also okay. That seems like the most likely place for any of your followers to find a girlfriend. You're going to need somebody miserable who doom scrolls that doesn't want to talk to you in order for you guys to find a date.
A lot of the Chads. I am an incel. I'm friends with a lot of Chads like Bradley Martin, Clavicular. They agree with me. You know, there's sort of like this alliance between the guys that don't have sex and the guys that get the most sex. We know what women are about. It's the guys in the middle. Guys like you in the middle. It's the beta male orbiters that say, she's amazing. You're a misogynistic pig.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what that is. I guess.
Well, yeah, Bradley Martin, let's just be honest about this. People like Bradley Martin and Andrew Tate, they are looking for women who have been abused. That's what they want. They want women who have been abused, that's what they're familiar with, and they go after those women. Somebody who is not okay with abuse would never date Bradley Martin, would never date Andrew Tate. That's who they're looking for, and they get really upset. Nothing infuriates Bradley Martin or Andrew Tate more than a woman that they're attracted to who rejects them, and then suddenly they lose their fucking minds. What? Andrew Tate's being sued by like 15 women. Bradley Martin has been sued by multiple women. These are psychopaths. When he's talking about like alphas, these are all criminals. Bradley Martin's a criminal. Bradley Martin and his friends jumped one dude in a gym and beat the ever-living fuck out of them. It was supposed to be a one-on-one fight, but Bradley, I guess, couldn't handle that, so he had to bring weapons as his friends, and they beat the shit out of a guy. These are all actual criminals that he's talking about. The alpha. You're not even alpha enough to be a criminal. You pepper sprayed a woman one time. Like, why are you looping yourself in with that? But what he's talking about is criminals. And he's teaching young boys that criminals are cool. Beat up women, that's cool. I think that he aligns with them because, I think, respectfully, most of the women I know could beat the fuck out of Nick Fuentes. That's why he carries around pepper spray and to fight a 50-year-old woman and immediately shut the door after pepper spraying her.
Well, let me explain to you what I think it is. I think when a 27-year-old guy who's never got laid, never had a meaningful relationship with a woman, says that women shouldn't be allowed to vote, they should stay at home, that all they do is fantasize about being raped and being beaten up, that's what they want, that they're annoying, that they get fat, that they get ugly. That's a misogynist. Now, you may not understand it because your knowledge of women is so incredibly tiny, but actually you are the embodiment of a misogynist. It couldn't be clearer. And if I was in a way, you have the deep-rooted misogyny of some of the actual boomers I know. Yet here you are, 27 years old. And most of the current studies show that a lot of men are really disenfranchised from society, no longer have physical relationships with women if they've ever had them, never associate with women. And
did I mix up Wes Watson and Bradley Martin on that gym fight? Did I mix up the two? I might have mixed up Wes Watson and Bradley Martin. Thanks for who said that. Thank you. That's probably Tex on an alt account.
Build up instinctively misogynist views about women. And I fear you're in that position. You're just a bit of a lonely guy who wants to get laid and can't for whatever reason. And it's made you bitter about women. And I don't know where that's come from, but it's fascinating.
No. See, here's the thing. First of all, you're very caught up in the labels. It's always, you're a racist, you're a misogynist.
You said you were a racist.
These words mean nothing to me. Well, hang on. Whoa, can I respond?
You gave yourself the label.
What is this?
You said, I am a racist. I didn't give you the label. Okay. You said, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, but you brought it back up.
I am a racist.
Calm down. Calm down.
Did you or didn't you?
It's okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
here's
I
the
didn't
thing.
give you the label. You did.
Why are you yelling at me?
What a bitch. Calm down. Why are you yelling at me? Shut the fuck up, you little bitch. This is Nick Fuentes and all the Groypers. There's never been a bigger group of whiny fucking bitches. The people in my life, like since I've been online, the people who cry the most and beg for my attention the most and jump in my DMs the most are whiny bitch Groypers. How dare you say mean things about Nick Fuentes? You don't understand him. Please pay attention to me. I'm gonna be in your DMs. Like Tex literally is the whiniest bitch I've ever been around. He'll message me like, "Fuck you, dude. I can't believe you say that about Nick Fuentes," and then block me, and then unblock me, and then create a new account and go on a different social media. Dude, I just think you're not being fair to Nick Fuentes. I've never met a group of bigger bitches than Nick Fuentes and his crew. And Andrew Wilson and their crew. It is nonstop just bitching and moaning. How dare you say mean things to me because I'm a bigot? Like, he's so fucking soft. He says he's a racist. Peers like, you're racist. Stop using labels. You are a racist. Well, then calm down. No. How about shut the fuck up, you whiny little bitch?
Because you're trying to infer something that didn't happen. You said, I gave you the label of being a racist. No, you did. You said, I'm a racist. You gave yourself a label.
You're going to have to tone it down a little, all right? You're going to have to bring it down a notch and relax. This is just an interview, okay? Please calm down. All I said is you're hung up. I didn't say you gave me that. Maybe I did.
You did.
But here's what I mean. What I mean is, what I mean is you're just hung up on proving you're a misogynist. Okay, you're a racist. Okay, you denied the Holocaust. And I'm not about the labels,
you didn't deny
I'm
the
just
Holocaust.
past that.
As I said,
yeah, because what the label does is it warns people that he's a piece of shit. He doesn't like the label because he wants people to understand the nuances of why women are too stupid to vote and why black people are too violent to be in the same country with us. Right? Like, why he wants the nuances of why he doesn't believe in the Holocaust. He thinks you should really stop using labels and just listen to my bigoted positions. Dude, we've all heard him. The thing about Nick Fuentes and the Groypers that they don't understand is this is all recycled. Nick didn't come up with any of this on his own. This is shit that we've debunked since the 30s. None of this is new. It's just new to you because you're fucking stupid, because you grow up in red states where they don't educate you. And you're emotional, hysterical, crybaby, bitch, shit, bitches. And you don't look, nobody's listening to me. Because we've already fucking heard it, dude. We've heard it for 100 years. None of this shit is new. I heard these same arguments 20 years ago. It's just new to you because you're stupid. And so, no, we don't want to take the time to hear Nick. And you do. And you like Nick because Nick says that you're a victim. And you're like, oh, good, I thought I was just a fucking dumbass this whole time, but it turns out I'm a victim. No. You just are cry baby bitches. And I'll say it again, like, even in the chat here, see how upset the chat gets here? This guy's a loser. But you don't even have the courage to stand up for your own views. You won't even come up here and defend your views. What you'll do instead is go back into your Discord server and talk about me. You're all such bitches. Every last fucking one of you are all hysterical bitches. Every time I've debated one of you, from Andrew Wilson to his dumbass, what's that dipshit's name, Rob Knorr, all I have to do is find one little dig, and you lose your fucking minds. You flip the fuck out. Because it's just small-minded, hysterical, thin-skinned bitches. Toughen the fuck up, Groypers. Toughen the fuck up.
To you, look, Nick, as I said to you, I just wanted to go over the stuff that everyone uses out there about you and get you to respond. And we are getting, I think, a long way in this interview. Right? You didn't deny the Holocaust. You accepted there's been a Holocaust of at least 6 million Jews.
Guys, I'm engagement farming, Jim says to Nick Fuentes, which is all Nick Fuentes does. Nick Fuentes' entire identity is engagement farming. Make sure that you never donate to the show ever again because we're engagement farming.
I'm a maximalist. I'm a Holocaust.
That is
dodging all the people. I beg you guys to come up here and talk to me every day, and you bitches are like, talk to me from the comments behind my screen name. No, don't be a bitch. This is why you're groypers. You're afraid of human interaction. Your biggest fear is not women. It's not immigrants. It's not being replaced by brown people. Your biggest fear is having a conversation with another human being where they can hear your voice and they can hear that voice crack and they can hear how insecure each and every one of you are, which is why you're in the comments and you won't come up and actually talk to me. So no, I'm not going to feed your insecurity. I'm not going to let you get to a point where you lose the conversation and you just go to the next chat. You're bitches. Every last one of you are bitches. That's why you don't come up here. So no, I'm not gonna engage with you in the chat. And it is an incredible thing to be like, why won't you pay attention to me? You're too cowardly to pay attention to me in the chat when I've been given a way to talk to you. Your life is miserable because you're miserable. Go make friends. Go outside. Talk to someone. Listen and shut the fuck up. Listen to other people, engage with other people, connect with other people. You are miserable and you're angry at me right now because I'm exposing exactly what you know you are. You know goddamn well that you and Nick are pushing out this facade because you're miserable and you're insecure. That's what your reaction is. If nothing that I was saying was true right now, you wouldn't have this response. You wouldn't still be here. You'd be somewhere else. You'd be like, this fucking guy, this is crazy. That's not who I am. But I'm getting under your skin right now. You can't stop it. It's the same people every day. You're here every fucking day because I'm striking a chord and you don't want to admit it to yourself, so you're fighting this. But you wouldn't be here. Why the fuck else would you be here? You got to defend Nick Fuentes? He can come on the show anytime. I'll debate Nick Fuentes, but I'm going to say the same shit. It's just insecurity. Calling yourself an alpha male. Like, I'm not insecure. I think women are stupid. Dude. You guys are all fragile little bitches.
Significant. You did admit you're a racist. And you have spelled out a thought process about women, which is the purest definition of misogyny that I've ever seen. And you've said you're not gay. So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Well, look, and I own the labels, okay? But I just don't care that much about them.
That's fine.
I feel like the whole...
I'm not saying
like a weird...
I'm not saying you have to care. Nick, you don't have to care about any of it. I promise you. Right? That's not why I got you on the show. I wanted to give you a fair crack, which I think I have. We've gone over a lot of stuff. We've got a bit more to go on. I genuinely don't think I've ambushed you with anything you couldn't have been expecting.
No.
I don't think I've been overtly hostile. In fact, when you've asked me to calm down, I've calmed down. I don't want to have a hostile, angry, shouty match with you. I simply want you to spell out exactly what you've meant about all these things, and people can then be...
And I just want to point out one more time, Nick does something that all you guys won't do. He'll put his face on the internet. He'll put a microphone in front of his face. None of you will do that. You know how I get all of you guys to shut up when you come in my DMs? I tell you I know who you are. One thing that you may not know about this community is that this community is, one, principled, and two, they know how to find every one of you. And we have never once doxed a single one of you. But I promise that any of you who have ever caused problems in here, we know who you are. And we know how what you do to try and hide your identity. Because in real life, you're embarrassed to be who you are. I think that all of you are cowards, but at least he's a little less cowardly than you. You guys won't use your names. You won't use your face. You won't use your voice. You all hide behind screen names because you're miserable and you know that you can't defend these positions. You're no different than the last people we showed. This is a game to you. You're ignoring your regular life and you're spending your life on the internet arguing with me because I have the audacity to say that women should vote. Oh no, women should vote? What a psycho. And it makes you mad. It makes you mad that I think somebody saying that women shouldn't be allowed to vote is a bigot, is a misogynist. You don't really understand the nuances of Nick's position. His position is women are dumb and emotional and they shouldn't be able to vote. And meanwhile, you guys crash the fuck out. And I crash out. Like I'm emotional. Compare me to like any woman that's streaming. Who gets more emotional? Me or every fucking woman streamer? Me. Men do. We're far more emotional. And you guys are way worse than me.
The judge of them. So let's take another break and we'll come back.
All right. So there's the clip. There's Nick Fuentes admitting I'm a racist and I'm a misogynist. Hey, Jen.
I think we've got someone who wants to disagree with you.
All right. I probably only have like 30 minutes. I do have to go.
Okay.
My daughter gets out at 2. I got to be there by like 2:15, so I probably only have like 30 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm sending him the thing right now.
All right.
So find something to rant about for.
Let me read super chats. I am FRCD said, take my money. What is this? Caffeine said for board fee for my horse at the engagement farm. Jay Harrod, thanks for joining the dollar trade as well. I think I got those. Let's see if I missed any with Jen's. Leslie said, petty, please. Pink said, petty pennies. Ryan said, because you talk the truth and curse like me. Mindless Pursuit says, thanks for the awesome show like always. I got that one. Ryan said, for the win. Maybe a little bit, Jen. It's possible that maybe a little bit. That's what I was trying to do. Just a reminder, if you are here, will you check and make sure that you're subscribed? If you're not subscribed, will you subscribe? If you want to be part of our paid subscription, we do events every other Monday night. If you're a paid subscriber either on TikTok, YouTube, or Twitch, then you can join us for those. I see Jen, we've got them in the Twitch chat. I'll hop over there. Bohemian Raptor C. Is that what you want me to call you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. What's up?
I just kind of got brought into the chat. I just wanted to say up front that I don't disagree with like hatred towards Nazis or whatever, but I think the way that you're going about the conversation is like it's kind of wrong. I feel like you're using the same you're kind of using the same sort of tactics that they like to use where, you know, if you disagree with me, oh, that's just because you're sensitive or it's because you know you're wrong and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessarily true for all people.
I don't think I said that.
You said something pretty similar. It was a few minutes ago. I don't have the ability to really roll that back.
I was just responding to the chat of the people freaking the fuck out that I was criticizing Nick for being racist. And I do think that that is insecurity.
No, I totally agree that like being racist is generally probably rooted in insecurity or like a lack of education. But I don't know. The way that you're kind of going about it, like crashing out on a YouTube live over something that like I mean, the guy can't even respond to what you're saying himself. I don't know. I just don't see the point.
What do you mean
like,
he can't
why?
respond to me himself?
Well, right now, like he's not in this call. Like I'm here. Nick Fuentes isn't, but like I'm here, and you're crashing out about Nick Fuentes saying some stupid shit.
Yeah, because I have a
but Morgan, but
yeah, because he has a massive influence and he makes the country like I have a daughter. It pisses me the fuck off when I know that there are men out there who are being educated by somebody like Nick Fuentes. It's an emotional thing for me. I don't want my daughter growing up in a country where people like Nick Fuentes are normalized and where men say things and repeat things that Nick Fuentes says and act accordingly and will treat my daughter as a second-class citizen. I think that that's a totally rational thing for a parent to do, to worry about the future for their child. And I also recognize that Nick Fuentes, the way that his messaging works with his people is he demeans people, he degrades people. And so I know that that's the language that those people speak. So I'm using the language that they're used to in order to connect with them. I wouldn't talk to everybody that way. I wouldn't talk to everybody who disagrees with me that way. And I don't talk to everybody who disagrees with me that way. But I am going to talk to the incels that way. That's what they're used to. That's their language.
I guess that's sort of fair, but like, does that really put you above them? I mean,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm trying to win an argument. I'm trying to create a better place for my daughter.
Is that, and I get it. Like, I have a 2-year-old son, and he's a mixed kid. Like, his mom is black, and it's like, I get it. I get what you mean about like wanting a better world or whatever. But like, crashing out, it doesn't, or getting that upset. I really don't like using Zoomer language. I don't know why I'm using crashing out, but getting that upset really devalues your point by like a lot.
To who?
I
Who's
feel
it devaluing my point to?
Well, I mean, to people like myself who want more
You agree with me.
nuanced and I do agree with you, but like it makes it hard to sit here and say like it's kind of like whenever I have somebody that I agree with, but they get really, really emotional, and it's almost like you want to disagree with them out of principle.
What's
not
wrong
because
with
you
being
actually
emotional?
disagree with them. I just don't think it really paints you as somebody who can have a conversation. It paints you
Why?
as somebody. What do you mean? Why?
Why
I feel like
why
I'm
does being
coming
emotional
from it.
paint you as somebody that can't have a conversation?
Well, I'm not saying that you can't be passionate. So, like, whenever you're sitting there screaming and yelling at the camera, I'm being a little bit hyperbolic there, but whenever you're screaming and yelling at the camera, um, it just comes off as like I don't want to say performative, but it's a bit over the top, right? So, like,
What do you mean it's
I
over the
get
top?
being
It's
passionate.
exactly how I feel.
You can feel that way. It's just how you're presenting it.
Well,
is what I'm
and
getting
I'm
at.
asking you, why is me being presented with passion and emotion? Why is that a bad thing? Why would that mean that you wouldn't listen?
Well, the question is, do you want to be taken seriously? And if you do,
Well, my
then that's
channel,
not the way
look,
to
at the
go
beginning
about
of this year, my channel was a quarter of this size and it's growing and I get invitations to go places. I'm taken more seriously now than I was before. But like, why would me being emotional mean I can't be taken seriously?
I guess if I had to kind of elaborate on that a little bit, I guess the real thing is do you want to be taken seriously by people outside of your kind of existing belief system? And I don't mean like Nazis or whatever the fuck a graper
Who is
is. I have
taken
no idea.
who's taken seriously that doesn't get emotional? Give me an example of somebody in the political spectrum or on the political spectrum that it doesn't get emotional who's taken seriously.
Well, this is probably going to be a bad example currently, but back whenever he was kind of fresh in politics and wasn't an absolute clown, Jordan Peterson was all right.
Jordan Peterson got famous by crashing out about having to use pronouns. What are you
That's-
talking about?
That's how he got famous, yes, but that's not how he started out as a commentator. And that's not how he started out as like
But he wasn't
as a debater.
taken seriously. Nobody knew who he was until he crashed out.
That's not necessarily true.
Who
I
took
mean,
him
he just didn't have
seriously?
as big of a following. I'm pretty sure there's an entire little youth movement of like young conservatives who took him pretty seriously before the whole pronouns thing and saying that incels are marginalized people. But it's not about having a big community. It's about, at least this is how I look at it, because I don't think having a big community
sorry.
automatically means you're taken seriously. It's okay. But then you look at somebody like,
Wait, no,
you know,
it
you
does
have
mean
people
that you're
like
taken
Hassan
seriously.
Pipe.
Wait, it does mean that you're taken seriously.
I guess maybe. I don't see it that way, but I can see how you do.
You don't think this
know,
is
I guess I can see
possible?
how you do
You don't
it.
think this is possibly like the way that we're raised and the way that we're taught that like men shouldn't have emotion? You don't think this is possibly like some patriarchy shit where it's like men that show emotion
No.
shouldn't be? It feels like it. Well, what's
That's
the?
not,
Then
that's
why?
not where I'm coming from with it.
Then why shouldn't I be emotional?
Well, like I said, it's just, and you know, maybe it is a patriarchy thing, but I don't feel like that's where I'm coming at it from. There we go.
I'm trying to get where you're coming at it from because
but-
I'm trying to honestly
if we wanna-
understand
if we
what
wanna-
you're saying. Like, why is it that I shouldn't be taken seriously if I'm emotional? I'm trying to get you to answer that because I don't really understand what you're saying.
I guess I don't take anybody very seriously whenever they're being hyper emotional, man or
Why?
woman, or I just don't.
Why?
I find it very hard to resonate. Because whenever I have conversations, I try to keep things like calm. The second people start getting emotional, or like, you know, and it can be any direction, like really angry or really depressive or sad or anything like that, it gets very difficult.
Yeah, but we're having
can I tell you?
but we're having a calm conversation right now, right?
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever seen me? Have you ever seen me have a conversation before?
No, first time viewer.
It's almost all. You can go watch my debates. I'm almost always like this in a conversation.
So in a conversation, that's fine. But like as a commentator, whenever you're screaming and yelling about Nick Fuentes being a dipshit, you know what I mean? It's just like, I agree with you, but like I agree with you because I know that Nick Fuentes is an idiot, not because like I see what you're saying and I can sit there and resonate with that directly.
Okay, but it's just a weird thing. Like that's part of the human experience. Like emotions are a good thing. Emotions, I think that you can tell a lot about what somebody cares about. And I agree that like sometimes emotions can be performative. I can tell you that I try not to be performative. I don't think that far in advance. It's not that planned out. I have a problem where I kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve. I overshare a lot. I don't ever go back and watch my shows, but I do think that this idea that like we can't be emotional, that we can't have strong reactions, that's silly. Like, we're talking about the future of this country for my daughter. That means a lot to me. It matters to me that I know that she's going to engage with the children of these people who are watching Nick Fuentes, and potentially people who watch somebody like Nick Fuentes. And the biggest threat to my daughter is a man. So yeah, it matters to me. It matters a lot to me, and it does get me emotional. It does get me upset. It does get me worked up.
Yeah, no, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying that those feelings are invalid. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm trying to say. So, like, whenever I see, the marginalization of Black people, in certain environments, especially because I grew up out in the boonies, and you saw a lot of that out there. Dating a Black girl hasn't been very intuitive to maintaining a relationship with that culture I grew up around, right? You can probably imagine why. But it's like, then you go, and I have a mixed kid, and it's like I get very emotional whenever I see a lot of the problems. But the problem is that kid is going to be taking it from both sides, from uppity white people, but also like really people in his own culture who aren't going to be considering him as the same skin tone. And it's like, that gets me very pissed off and upset. But you're not going to see me screaming about it on YouTube as
Why?
like a political commentator.
Why?
What's it going to accomplish?
I don't know. I mean, I think that the Civil War was pretty heated. I think that the Civil Rights Movement was pretty heated. I think that all of any effective change we've ever had in this country has been heated and emotional and loud.
I guess I don't really agree, but I guess I get where you're coming from.
What do you mean you don't agree? What changes have we made in this country? What significant changes have we made that were brought about by calm, collective conversation?
And I get that, and I hear that all the time. And I guess my counter to that is, has it improved anything in the long term?
Yes, yes. Black people in this country used to be slaves.
They can.
Black people in this country couldn't vote. Women couldn't vote. Black people couldn't share a drinking fountain or a bathroom. Yes, it has improved, and yes, that is due to emotional people being upset and causing problems. It's happened with the fights for equality for the LGBTQ community. It's been very loud. It's been very in your face. The only way that you get this type of change is by being loud.
For like getting federal rights and stuff like that, sure, but racism right now is probably at the worst it's been in a long time. And I feel like a lot of that is coming from maybe cultural stigma that came out of the civil rights movement. Not saying the civil rights movement is a bad thing, by the way. That'd be an absolute
no. It's coming by. It's coming. Please don't say that.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
whoops.
It's coming from thin-skinned bitches. That's who it's coming from. And let's just be honest about that. It's coming from people who want to blame their problems on other groups of people. That's where it's coming from. And I'm going to call that out because I used to be a Republican. I was a Christian conservative, thin-skinned bitch, and I grew out of it. And I believe that everybody else can too. Because bigotry is just low IQ bitch shit. And so I'm going to it took people talking to me like this. And I agree with you on one point. What I do is not effective for everybody. But it is the way that worked for me, and it's the way that I'm comfortable. And maybe my channel will stay this size. Maybe it will shrink. But at the very least, I value authenticity. And I think that the people that tune in regularly respect that I'm authentic, that I make mistakes, that I apologize, that sometimes I get too heated. Sometimes I'm not as careful with my words as I should be. And I learn from it and I move on. And I think that that's probably what the people that follow this channel, that's what they would say. They don't think I'm the smartest guy in the world. They don't think I'm right about everything. They don't worship me like people worship Nick Fuentes, but they know that I care, and they know that that this is something that I'm willing to fight for, and when I make mistakes, I'll fix them. And I think that type of authenticity is far more important than saying let's make sure that we have really, really good manners. I grew up in a very structured environment where I grew up Mormon. And if you ever ask people what they think about Mormons when they go to Utah, they all say the same thing. Oh, these are the nicest people in the world. They never have a mean thing to say about anybody. They accept everybody. They're loving. Yeah, until you're in the community. until you're in the community and you're a little bit different than somebody else. And then they're vitriolic, they're mean, they will shame you, they will ruin your fucking life. So I'm not really that interested in like surface level like niceties. I'm just going to be who I am, and it works for some people, it doesn't for others. I probably agree with you that like for somebody like you it doesn't work, but I at least maybe you can appreciate that it's authentic.
No, I can appreciate authenticity for sure. Yeah, I think that is one of the compliments I could hand out about that. Yeah, is you are being authentic, and I think we are lacking a certain amount of authenticity. I guess it's just for me, at what point does it get to be too much? You know? But again, I can't like quantify that. I can't put that in the numbers.
That's fair. And maybe I am too much for you, and that's fine. Like I think there's other people that are more calm that you could view, and maybe like you'll get the information, it'll get through to you better than it would come from me, and that's okay too. I don't think I'm for everybody. I think that I am more of a niche creator. I don't think I'll ever have a massive audience in the way some of these other people do.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. So, but that's what I was just coming on here to say. I just saw that happening. I'm like, why not? I'll call it and get absolutely annihilated by his chat and see what happens with that.
That's life. Well, I appreciate you saying it, and hopefully it was a good experience for you. And if you come back, I'd love to talk to you. And I do need to run.
No, yeah, same time. I gotta go pick my kid up from daycare here in like 15.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
All right, there we go. We'll get out of here. Did I miss any here, Jen? Let me check real quick. Jen said, thanks for always standing by women. Yeah. It's probably pretty easy.
When other friends and messages. It's not me, guys, when he reads super chats.
It is her. They're just they're just text messages from Jen.
Oh, you're so dumb.
I leave out the part where she says, I love you. You're my best friend. I usually leave that part
That's never happened.
Natalie said, I feel just as much anger. Jen literally has never said, I love you. I say it to her all the time. She never says it back. It's devastating. She just tells me not to be weird or sends me an emoji of her flipping me off. I think I got all of them. All right. I think I got every message, didn't I, Jen?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning, every weekday morning, 8:30 to noon Pacific Standard Time, right here, wherever you're watching currently. Thank you, everybody. We did hit the gift goal. I just didn't update it, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you, and I'll be just as emotional tomorrow as I was today. Take care of yourselves. Stay cute and cool, and have a great summer.